Deb was at work last week and one of our customers brought in some of this stuff for her. This is rhubarb. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a rhubarb crumble with it. Just cut the dry ends off. When I was a young boy, we used to just stick a rhubarb like this and used to have a little bag of sugar and used to dip it in the sugar and eat it, and that was basically what you had for sweets. I'm going to cut it into probably inch lengths and then wash it in clean water. This is fairly young rhubarb. It grows quite big, quite thick in diameter as it gets obviously older. I've found the ideal length of a stick of rhubarb to make the crumble is 1 inch. The best way to mark it out is just to use some ordinary dividers. These are actually more than right ones, very old, nice ones. So they're set to 1 inch, at 25mm if you want to be metric. We'll simply get one stick of rhubarb, allowing for the curve, and just put a stab mark every inch till you get the full length done. It's then a simple matter of using your knife, going straight through the mark, and we'll end up with inch long rhubarb pieces. The chopped rhubarb goes into one of these, the thing with the holes in the bottom. Run it under the cool tap just to simply wash the rhubarb. I've got a medium sized saucepan with probably 7/16 of an inch or 10mm of an inch of water in the bottom, into which I'm going to dissolve 3 tablespoonfuls of brown sugar, soft brown sugar. I like using this for crumbles, it gives them a nice colour as well as a nice sweet taste. The rhubarb is quite bitter, so you'll need quite a lot of sugar added to it. This is brought to the boil. Strange enough, you can also use a real strong concentrated mix of this as a binder for sand, for casting, for making cores. You can either use this stuff or you can use brown molasses. Right, the water and sugar starting to boil now. The sugar is nicely dissolved. Into there we'll add the washed rhubarb. I'm not wanting to cook this, all I want to do is just soften it, put the heat right up. It'll actually be cooked in the oven. All this does is start the process. If you allow it to boil too long, you'll just end up with a soggy mess, which is not what we want. While the rhubarb's simmering, we can concentrate on making the crumble mix. Crumble mix is very simple. You can actually buy it in a packet, but it's so simple it's pointless. As well make it fresh. All it is, it's 8 ounces of flour, 4 ounces of fat or butter or margarine, whatever you want to use, and 2 ounces of sugar. So it's a ratio of 8 to 1. So 8 ounces flour. I must get some digital scales. Right, 8 ounces of flour. It goes into a large mixing bowl. I'm going to use butter, low pack spreadable butter. I'm going to put some gloves on because I'm back to work now and my hands aren't as clean as they were. And so 4 ounces of butter, which will probably be that much, that's 4 ounces. That goes into the mixing bowl. And 2 ounces of brown sugar. Two ounces of brown sugar. Oh, bollocks, man. And that goes into the mixing bowl. I'm just going to mix this by hand, no mechanical method at all. Just get your hands in and mix it or rub it all together, hence the gloves. I suppose it's similar to mulling sand for casting when you're trying to get oil back into oil bound sand. In fact, it's a very similar texture to molten sand. You squeeze it, it doesn't stick to your fingers and it breaks nice and clean. So that's the texture you're looking for. It holds the shape, you can see it actually holds the imprint of my hand very well, but it breaks nice and clean. That's actually the perfect texture for molten sand as well. Right, we'll call that mixed. There you are, it's mixed. The heat's worked its magic on the rhubarb. You can see it's gone soft, but it's not a nasty soggy mess. I'm going to use these foil containers. I find that ideal. It saves on washing up. If a friend comes, you can give one away. Actually, down on rhubarb, I could have done with a little bit more rhubarb, but you can only do what you can do. People to taste this to see how sweet it is, just in case you need to add any more sugar. But I found it quite nice the way it is. Crumble mix simply goes on top. Maybe better with slightly smaller tins, but this then goes into a preheated oven, 200 degrees C, 180 to 200 for probably about 20 minutes. The top will start to go brown and golden. As I've got the oven on and I've got room for one more, I'm going to cheat and make a one with ready-made ingredients. I've got apple slices, tinned apple slices. This is already stewed. And a packet of ready-made crumble mix. Simple as that. So there's nothing to stop you lads knocking up a quick crumble. For the wife coming in from work, I'm sure she'll be impressed. It's as simple as that. A tin of fruit and a packet of crumble mix. That will get you a lot of house points, I'm sure it will. Make sure you put the crumbles onto a tray. If you do it, you'll find it overflow and it sticks to the bottom of the oven and you get wrong and you have a hell of a job cleaning it off. Normally I use ambrosia Devon custard. I've been accused of being a lazy bastard for not making my own. So this time I'm going to make my own. 2 spoonfuls of sugar and 2 spoonfuls of custard powder. Right, I'm not exactly making my own, but it's as near as I'm going to get. Bird's custard powder, this stuff's been around for decades. That's mixed together. You put a little bit of milk in here and make a nice paste. There's enough in here to make 1 pint of custard. I'm using full fat milk. That's milk with nothing taken out. Just a little bit. That's mixed together. The rest of the pint of milk is put into a saucepan and put onto the heat. That's a 2 pint container, so that's the pint. This is brought up until it's nearly boiling. You want to mix this to get rid of all the lumps. But no nasty lumpy bits, you don't want lumpy custard. You get lumpy custard at school. Right, the milk's just starting to simmer now, not quite boiling. Off the heat, and this is gently added into the custard powder, mixing all the time. Right, it's then transferred back into the saucepan. Back on with the heat. This is brought to the boil, but you must stir it all the time or it will stick and burn. See how it's thickening up? Nice looking custard. And obviously the more custard powder you put in, the thicker the custard becomes. But it's not really rocket science, is it? I think making custard from scratch using egg yolks and whatnot is quite a difficult process, but this is easy. Just starting to come on the boil there now. Right, and that's done. Right, we're going to have a decent amount of this crumble. This is the natural one, the rhubarb one. On top of there, some of our freshly made lump-free custard, which is beautiful. Once again, it just remains to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and bon appetit, bonny lad. And that's wonderful. That's actually better than the tin custard. Lovely. This is bird custard powder, the same stuff. This was around when I was a child, or one of those children. Bell end.